Welcome back guys. Dragon Age The Veilguard was added to PC Gamepass a couple of weeks ago. It's basically the EA app version of the game. I'll be running it on my Rog Ally that comes with Windows 11. We'll be running the Steam version of the game on my Steam Deck that comes with Linux-based SteamOS. We'll show you how to enable XeSS frame generation in this game using Optiscaler mod. The game supports DLSSG frame generation and Streamline version 2.4, so I'll use DLSSG via Streamline as the frame generation source in Optiscaler mod. In this way we won't be required to deal with hotfix. I have already covered mod FSR frame generation for this game. It makes our character's shadow look a bit blurry during fast visual motion. Before jumping into the gameplay, would like to thank keymailer and Xbox for providing me with a free monthly subscription of PC Gamepass. This subscription gives us access to hundreds of games. We can play these games for as long as we want until our subscription expires. Games from first-party Microsoft Studio and even third-party studios are available on PC Gamepass. In India, Microsoft even supports UPI mode of payment. I'll kick things off with Rog Ally. We'll be using Optiscaler's latest test build, version 0.9.0 preview 2 20250907, available on their Discord server. Just click on the .7z link here. Just open Optiscaler's archive file. Copy the highlighted files, optiscaler.ini, optiscaler.dll, XeSS frame generation, DirectX 11 version of XeSS not required, XeSS super resolution, XeSS low latency mode, fakenv API.ini, fakenv API.dll. fakenv API will replace the in-game reflex implementation with XeSS low latency mode. Newcomb nice mod not required, Vulkan version of Fidelity FX not required. Copy DX12 versions of Fidelity FX files. Need to paste them in the game's install directory. Open EA app, go to your library, select Dragon Age The Veilguard, click on manage here, click on view properties, click on open folder. Yeah, paste everything here. Click on replace. Just need to change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. That's it, mod has been installed. Now just open EA app, click on the hamburger icon in the top left corner, click on settings, click on application, scroll down until you find enable in-game overlay setting, disable it. Adrenaline settings for the game, FreeSync and VSync enable. I have set the UMA buffer size to 6 GB. My Ally is running on BIOS version 342. Install Ally's latest official GPU driver that added support for Battlefield 6. Using a 27 watts manual profile, all three power values set at 27 watts, 720p resolution, CPU boost disable. Connected my FlyDigi Vader 4 Pro controller to Ally via Bluetooth mode, X input controller. I'll be using Afterburner and RTSS to show you the performance metrics. Just open RTSS, click on setup, scroll down to the end, make sure enable frame rate limiter and inject NVIDIA reflex latency marker settings are disabled. Enable use Microsoft Dato's API hooking setting. We are ready to run the game. Play. Shaders will get compiled at startup, wait for the process to complete. Display settings, mode set to borderless window, required for using XeFG. No FPS cap applied. In-game upscaler set to XeSS. In-game DLSS upscaler combined with XeSS Frame Gen was producing a lot of graphical artifacts. That's why I'm using XeSS upscaler. Using the upscaler's quality preset, reflex is enabled here. Graphics section, most of the settings set to medium. Ray tracing off. Post-processing effects like depth of field, bloom, vignette, motion blur, disable. Post-processing quality set to low. Yeah, jump into the game. There's a character. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Action going on in the background. Increase the size by clicking on the drop down bar next to menu US scale. Set the value to 1.2. Upscaler is set to XeSS version 2.0.2. Input in-game XeSS upscaler. TXJ spoofing is on. Auto explore setting enabled. Frame generation disabled for the time being. Oh my god. Click on save and I close. My character is still alive, thank god. My teammates, they saved me. FPS here is close to 37. It's an open world action role-playing game. The story follows a customizable playable character, Rog. Okay, head for my objective. Follow the diamond. I'm on the right path. Yeah, FPS stays close to 35. Hitting the GPU bottleneck and destroy the creature's armor. Now I'll show you how to enable XeSS Frame Gen. Just open Optiscaler Mod menu. Click on the drop down bar next to FG source and select DLSSG via Streamline as the option. Click on the drop down bar next to FG output and select XeFG as the option. Click on save INI, close, exit the game. Play. Now that I remember correctly, it's not an open world game. The game forgoes Inquisition's open world in favor of discrete levels accessed via fast travel. We need to enable the in-game DLSS frame generation setting. It will automatically enable NVIDIA Reflex setting. Jump into the game. We are in. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Check the setting active under frame generation XeFG. Frame time graph became thick. XeSS FG is working. Check the setting debug view. Here you will see in these purple sidebars. If XeSS frame generation is not working, the sidebars won't appear. Frame generation works even during the cutscenes in this game. Disable the debug view. Check the settings show detected UI. Here you can see the UI elements pink in color. Everything seems to be working properly. Just disable the UI elements. Show detected UI setting off. FPS increased to around 50 to 60. Base FPS was close to 35, so this is expected. Check out the real world input delay, nothing extreme. I was expecting the latency to be much worse than this. Take out this creature. Games UI it's not flickering, subtitles not flickering as well. Smoothing effect, it's very consistent. Check out our character shadow, yeah, it's not flickering. See, FSR frame generation causes some flickering around the shadow. That's why I'm highlighting this issue. Use my special move. Okay, it's not ready, it's on a timer. I'll use XeSS Inspector App to verify the status of XeSS features. Just minimize the game. Run XeSS Inspector App. Click on Show All Processes. Just look for Dragon Age The Veilguard. It will show up in this list. There it is at the end. Double click. XeSS Super Resolution running. XeSS Frame Gen running. XeSS Low Latency Mode, yeah, it's on. Valid frames, the blue dots. You can switch to FSR frame generation very easily. Just open the mod menu. Make sure FG source is set to DLSSG via Streamline. Click on the drop down bar next to FG output and select FSR FG. Active setting unchecked. Save INI, close. Restart the game. Play. Again make sure in-game DLSS frame generation setting is enabled. Reflex on. Mod will replace reflex with AntiLag 2. Just enable AntiLag 2's latency monitor by pressing the hotkey combo Alt Shift and L. Real-time latency value highlighted in the top left corner. Open Optiscaler menu. Check the setting active under frame generation FSR FG. Allow async setting was causing the game to crash, so I'll keep it disabled. Quickly show you the debug view. No HUD elements are visible in the bottom middle image, so the game's interface won't flicker. With the mod FSR Frame Gen enabled, color palette is exactly the same for the bottom middle and bottom right images. Smoothing effect should work properly. Displays are working properly for all of the images. Disable the debug view. My teammate saved me again. Check out the real world latency. Yeah, FSR Frame Gen's latency is slightly higher than that of XeSS Frame Gen. FPS is close to 70. Just observe a character shadow. It's looking a bit blurry during fast visual motion. Nothing extreme. See, blur effect. It's easily noticeable now. Oh, no more of these features. Games HUD, it's not flickering. Latency value is close to 60 milliseconds. You can use either Frame Gen technique on Rog Ally. Both of them produce good results. Now I'll test the game on Steam Deck. This is SteamOS running in desktop mode. We'll be using the latest test build of Optiscaler Mod version 0.9 preview 2 20250907 available on their Discord server. Click on the .cmg link here. I'll show you the mod setup process. Just open the mod's archive file. Click on extract. Wait for the extraction process to complete. Close the archive window. Open the extracted folder. Change the name of optiscaler.dll file to dxgi.dll. Now just copy the highlighted files, dxgi.dll, leave XeSS frame generation.dll file, XeSS super resolution DLL file, XeSS low latency DLL file, DXLAN version of XeSS not required, optiscaler.ini file, Fidelity FX Vulkan version not required. Select all of the Fidelity FX dx12.dll files. Newcomb 9 mod not required. Fake nvapi.dll and ini files. Copy. Need to paste these files in the game's installed directory. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Paste everything here. 10 items. Apply to all, override. That's it. We are ready to run the game. The process is that simple. Switch to SteamOS game mode. It's the Steam version of the game. Using G-Proton version 10-15 as the compatibility layer. Steam Deck compatibility. It's marked as verified. We are in. I have the LCD variant of Steam Deck. I have overclocked its display refresh rate from 60 to 70 Hz. Performance game settings. OLED set to 3. Show you the in-game settings. Display mode set to borderless windowed. This should be 800p resolution. No FPS cap applied. VSync is off. In-game upscaler set to XeSS. When I use in-game DLSS upscaler in conjunction with XeSS Frame Gen, lot of graphical artifacts were produced. XeSS upscaler didn't produce these graphical artifacts. Using the upscaler's performance preset, reflects on graphics section, everything set to low with post-processing effects disabled like depth of field, bloom, vignette, motion blur. Post-processing quality set to low. Jump into the game. Erase a character. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyboard key. Increase its size. Click on the drop down bar next to UI scale. Set the value to 1.2. Oh no, my character almost died. Heal myself. Upscaler XeSS version 2.0.2. Input XeSS, in-game XeSS, DXGI spoofing on, auto explore setting on, frame generation disabled for the time being. Save and I close. Quickly show you the base game performance. Yeah, here FPS is close to 30. Oh my god, this feature. It's quick. My teammates cleared the area. 30 to 40 FPS animation quality. It's looking a bit choppy as expected. Steam Deck's display does not support VRR. Hitting the GPU bottleneck. Destroy the creature's armor. Yeah, it's done. Okay, now I'll show you how to enable XeSS Frame Gen. Just open the mod menu. Click on the drop down bar next to FG source and select DLSSG via Streamline as the option. Game supports DLSS Frame Gen and Streamline version 2.4. so we can use this option. Don't need to deal with hotfix. Click on the drop down bar next to FG output and select XeFG as the option. Click on save and close. Restart the game. Play. After restarting the game, just go to display settings. From here you need to enable DLSS frame generation setting. Now open performance QM settings. Check the setting. Manual GPU clock speed. Set the speed to 1400 MHz. Jump into the game. Open Optiscaler menu. Check the setting active under frame generation XeFG. Frame time graph. It will become bit erratic. Current still and FG state on. Enable the debug view setting. Here you will see these purple sidebars. On lower HP. Disable the debug view. Show detected UI setting on. Games UI elements highlighted pink in color. Let's just play the game. Quickly clear out the area. FPS increased to around 40. Not a big improvement in terms of performance. Animation quality, it's looking slightly smoother with XeFG on. Game was already hitting the GPU bottleneck before enabling XeSS Frame Gen. You can use this guide on a more powerful Linux-based PC with an AMD GPU. Latency, it's manageable. I was expecting the latency to be much worse than this. Whack that guy. No audio crackling issue. Games HUD elements, they are not flickering. I'm not observing any artifacts around the character model. You can use FSR Frame Gen if you want, but on Linux AntiLag 2 won't work. Instead of AntiLag 2, Latency Flex will work. So that's it for the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.